We have absolutely no information about that at this point in time. All we can tell you is that something has obviously crashed into the World Trade Center, and our eyewitnesses have told us it was an airplane of some sort. There have been some reports it might have been a 737. Others have told us it could be a medium-sized jet of some sort. And again, we had a gentleman tell us that he was simply taken out the garbage, and and that he looked up in the sky and he saw this happen. And of course there was a lot of shock and a lot of sadness from the people who looked up into the sky and witnessed this just a short time ago. You can see we have Chopper 4 is now on the scene. April and Monica, what can you tell us from your vantage point?
Well, what we can see right here as we were coming up the Hudson River, we can see thick black smoke indicating the fire is still going on right now in the World Trade Center. For as far as the eye can see, and you can tell right here at the top of this tower, there's a huge gaping hole, flames still inside, thick black smoke still coming out. We have not been able to see what, if any, kind of an aircraft is inside the building. This is the best vantage point right here, and as you can see, just a huge gaping hole throughout the entire side of this tower right now.
April, can you see down to the street to see what might be going on down there? Are there signs of the people that have evacuated the building? What can you tell? Can you see anything down there, or are you simply not close enough at this point?
We are simply not close enough right at this point. We are following the smoke in the air right now. There are several boats and watercraft, as we can see, in the river right now. We'll try to get a better vantage point and see what we can see on the ground. It's a little difficult from the air because the buildings kind of shadow the streets, but no doubt a lot of activity on the ground right now.
And in terms of the firefighting capabilities, when you get up to this high level, I assume the firefighters have got to get up there and, you know, fight it from inside. Oh. If you're taking a look now, you can see that we've just had another explosion, and that is considerably lower. And is that in the other building? Is that what I'm witnessing?
That apparently does look like it is in the other building at this point.
And that looks to be lower, which means there, you know, obviously there are considerable numbers of stories above that explosion that we just saw. Perhaps we can get another look from one of our sky cams that can take a different angle. Yes, you can tell that it now appears that both buildings are suffering some kind of damage this morning. My colleague Glenn Walker has just joined me here in the studio, and Glenn, I don't know if you've received any other information, but perhaps you can again go over what we do know at this point, which is pretty much visual and what eyewitnesses have told us.
Well, I would hate to speculate, but that was like a completely separate incident right there. I mean, this building has been the subject of terrorist attacks in the past, and I certainly wouldn't want to speculate at this time, but that is a separate explosion.
Yes, it is.
In the other building. Now, we have tried to get a hold of the Port Authority, which manages the building. We haven't been able to get an answer. We did call MTA, and the MTA says a subway service as of right now is continuing, so that's not a problem because it's obviously very below, but I imagine that will change very quickly after what we just witnessed. That was a dramatic explosion. Again, it was in the separate tower than the one where the plane just crashed into about a half hour ago.
Yes, and again, there was no sign of any airplane close to that explosion, nor was there any reason to believe it would be that it could have been an after effect or a repercussion of the original, what we believe was an airplane going into one of the twin towers, and both of them now appear to be on fire. We have no word of casualties, injuries, fatalities. What you can see is heavy, heavy black smoke. You can see flames. How far down do you think that goes on the second of the World Trade Center
I would say
buildings?
that is probably maybe 7, 8 floors below from where the plane crashed into the original fire that we saw in the separate building. But that, as I said, it just looked like an explosion. It had nothing to do with the plane crashing into the first building.
Exactly, and of course there are thousands of employees in those buildings. It is a regular work day. We have no information about anybody who is inside there and what kind of shape they might be in. We, at this point, are seeking confirmation of exactly what happened, particularly what just happened with this second apparent explosion. And I don't even know.
We're going to look at the tape of this last explosion. Maybe we can pick up something here. As we said, we were talking about what was going on, and then suddenly there was a big explosion in the second building.
There it is.
There it is right there.
Seems to be completely unrelated to the first one.
I didn't catch it, but I have to say, it looks like something
It looks like
went into the building.
Yes, it
Possibly
does.
another airplane.
Well, perhaps from the other side, because we've only got the one
Right.
vantage point here. What we can tell you about the building on the right is that eyewitnesses have told us that... I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
we have another witness on the phone. Arlene Morris, are you there?
I am.
Can you tell us what you saw?
Yes, I was sitting at my desk and I heard this big boom, a loud sound. And when I looked out the window, the top floor on the World Trade Center, there's flames just coming down, crashing down to the ground on the west side. All the cars, and they were like running into each other, and the flames just started coming down real hard. Then another sound exploded again, another impact.
What building are you in? How far away?
I'm in the World Finance Center, but my window's is opposite side to the World Trade Center. I'm in the C Tower.
Did you just see another explosion
No,
or
I
hear?
heard it because I'm holding on the phone with you. So I heard another big boom again. It just exploded again.
Do you see people leaving the building?
We left. Everybody left already. I'm the only one here on my floor. I gotta get out.
But what can you tell us about the build? Can you see people on the ground from the two?
At the bottom, yes, and then the fire brigade, and they came. Everything else, they're downstairs there right now.
Do you see people that are injured? What can you?
No, I can't. I'm on the 28th floor.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's minute to my vision. I really can't see too much.
All right. Thank
Okay.
you very much, Arlene, and please get out of that building and
Thank
seek
you. I'm
safety.
leaving right now. Thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, be safe. We have another
you.
witness, Janice Huff, on the telephone. I'm not sure if it's our Janice Huff, but she apparently was a witness to
Janice?
the second
Hi.
explosion.
You saw this? Where are you?
No, listen, I'm watching TV right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, I can see the pictures that we have of the building, the first building, the one with the tower on the top. And as I'm watching it and you're talking, I see a plane flying behind the other tower. And I see it getting closer and closer to the building, and I'm thinking, is that a plane? And it was. And all of a sudden, I see this explosion in the other tower. So there was another plane.
So there was another plane with a second explosion.
From what I am looking at on television, from the angle that I was looking,
Here's a replay right here, I believe.
when I was watching looking at the first tower, I noticed that there was a small plane coming around the side of the building. You see it there on the right?
I
You
see it. I see
so
it.
It's coming
I do
down
see
the
it
thing.
right
That's
there.
plane. It's
There it is right there.
I see it.
And then it goes boom, right there. Watch.
That's
there it is.
You're absolutely right.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know if it's a helicopter or a plane, but it was certainly flying, and it went right into the building.
It was a plane.
Can we show that again, please? I clearly did not notice that the first time.
Right.
I think we need to take a look at that again. Obviously, what we are looking at are the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in flames. We know nothing yet about the number of people, or what has exactly happened there. We can only tell you what we have witnessed and what eyewitnesses have told us. Now, here we're going to look at this tape again. Here it comes.
I think we definitely have to open this up to speculation. This could be a deliberate attack.
Yes.
At this
Okay. Now,
point.
up on the right-hand side of our screen, let's take a look, and we will show you what Janice has pointed out to us. There it comes. It's not on the
not in there
screen
yet.
yet.
It's not on screen yet.
Up
There
on
it
top.
is.
There it is. You see it coming
Do
down.
you see that coming in? You can see that. It looks...
It goes between the two buildings.
And it's coming right for
And right
it.
there.
Yep.
Right there. There it is.
there.
It's right for it.
Obviously, we know nothing more than what we're looking at. We should tell you at this point that all 3 New York City airports have been shut down. We know nothing about who or what might be responsible if indeed this was an attack. Again, we've had eyewitnesses on the telephone talking about the first explosion. We had 2 people that told us that they saw an airplane, medium-sized airplane, going into the first tower, and then we just showed you what we saw
We all
on
saw
the
that.
videotape.
Yes. Let's go to April and Monica up in Chopper 4 with some more information. April?
April, can you hear us? I guess we'll get to April
we've lost contact.
in just a moment. I know that they've certainly made April and any of the other choppers who are in the area trying to cover this story back off, because obviously what they want to do is get their work done in terms of rescue and getting people out of there.